pop out here with these Hydralisks. That is such an advantage.
Yeah, and especially if he's only getting Zergling Hydra, and that's what it appears that he's doing. He's going to have to be real careful. He's going to want to have scouted out these Colossus by now, frankly, to be able to kind of switch into something that can tank for these units, or at least be somewhat aggressive if it's going to be, the Corruptors or whatever it is. But
it looks like Pluto's going to be making a push in here, and to be honest, I'm a little worried for Corolla because he doesn't have a lot of units. The Colossus is not out. Oh, but some Zerglings do get in. Force Field gets a little bit whiffed there as Photon Overcharge going down that Nexus. He is not in a position to defend this. He was planning on defending that third base, so Pluto getting some really good damage here done, and I mean, he's really relying on those sentries to hold this off, but he's not going to be able to get a whole lot done. Nice Force Fields there to split a little bit.
Yeah, but Pluto's committing a lot to this, and I don't know how much damage he's actually getting done. He's sandwiched between an army and a Photon Overcharge. That is not the best place to be. Now trying to focus down that Nexus, and it is doing a lot of damage, now focusing back.
Such economic damage, though. There's about 8 Zerglings in the main base, just ravaging the probe line. There were a couple Zealots warped in, but they were taken out quite handily. There will be 0 probes left at the end of this day, and as well as no Nexus at the natural expansion, so Pluto doing some pretty massive economic damage here to Corolla.
And that is going to put his opponent... Wow, that food supply difference, if you look at that.
The Zerglings are right in the remote mining line!
Not the place that you want them to be if you're a Protoss player. It looks like there are still 2 Zerglings kind of hanging out on the left of the map. There is not a Baneling nest, however, so he's not going to be able to get a whole lot done.
I mean, as you said, he was sandwiched there, so he was not able to get anything out. Corolla was eventually able to clean it up, but it is going to be a while before Corolla is able to produce a whole heck of a lot here, as he is basically starting out from nothing. I mean, 39 probes is not nothing, but half of your opponent's number of probes is quite a disadvantage. Now Zergling's looking to ravage the third base as they did the main, since Corolla is now a little bit gun-shy and sort of defending that a little bit more. He's not going to be able to get to the other side. He does have Blink done, but it's going to be pretty risky.
That's right. This second wave is doing what he wants it to do, though. Pluto moving in once again with Zerglings to the front line. There is a sentry there, but Corolla is not paying attention to it, and it does fall, so the Lings are through the wall as the Hydralisks and Lings are pummeling against the third base. Once again, there's the GG.
GG! So Pluto putting on a... I mean, Corolla definitely wanted to get some aggression going. I mean, he pushed across the map there. I think he was hoping that... I honestly don't know why he didn't put down a remote proxy pylon there, because...
Well, to interject there, he did try.
Oh, please
but
do.
the Zerglings were able to catch it and cut it off before it was able to put one down, and did not bring a second probe along to compensate for that.
So that definitely shut that down. So if that's the case, that's a good move by Pluto. And then I was expecting to see a little bit of a roach swell, but he got that layer early at 7 minutes and went right for the Hydralisks. A good choice, because he kind of caught Corolla in his transition phase. He was going for those Colossus at the point where he didn't really have a lot of units, and to be honest, it looked like Corolla really was set up to defend that third base, and Pluto just didn't attack it. He kind of caught him off guard and was able to get some Zerglings through that sentry, and then the wall just fell apart, and that was pretty much the end.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing that play out as Zerg. We've seen that a few times where they kind of feign towards the third, and the army of Protoss is at the third, and then they just kind of wait for those I'm blanking now, force fields to go down, to kind of trap the army in at the third base instead of protecting it from the Zerg army, and then they immediately switch, turn on the wall that's usually only defended by a single sentry or zealot or some type of stopgap, and is able to easily dispatch that, run right in, and do huge amounts of damage like we saw. But it can be a risky move too, as we saw, from Pluto. He was getting sandwiched in there. He was committed, and he was taking a lot of damage. He was just able to do a lot of damage, as well as those Hydras were able to keep the army of Corolla outside of the main base, where the Zerglings were doing the brunt of the damage.
Yeah, if Corolla would have been able to catch him a little bit earlier at one of those chokes, it would have gone a totally different way. But alas, it did happen how it happened, and that is going to be that. So after 3 games, it is going to be 2-1 in favor of Crossfire Gaming. So a fairly even, aggressive series we've had here. 2 almost 30-minute games and one that's been back and forth the entire time. So one of the most exciting matches we've seen so far, and I'm sure it will continue the same way as we go on into game number 4. But before we do that, we want to take just a brief moment to tell you about our sponsor this season. They are Mythologic. They're actually a local company to us. They build some really awesome gaming rigs. We definitely suggest you check them out. Go to mythologic.com. You can spec out a custom PC. I go on there sometimes and just kind of build my dream machine, even though I can't really afford it. But then I tone it down and see what I might get. But definitely sometime next time I get a gaming laptop, that will definitely be the place I go, and we recommend you do the same there. Some cool guys putting out the prize money for SC2CTL, $700 in total going towards first, second, and third place of the Grandmaster Division. Tonight with you, I am Winglet SC. I am your host, and with me tonight as well is Gallegation. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I'm enjoying kind of being on your right-hand side again, and just enjoying the evening and the games that we've got before us. It's been a lot of fun to see some other community folks to come in and have some fun with these games. Big shout out to Fear Dragon and QXC for joining us last week, and we hope to have some other folks join us as well as the season goes on. You will have to wait and see if that happens, but it looks like we have giveaways as the chat is being informed of right now. If you have not been watching this season, if you're not aware, we do have some swag up for grabs. We've given away 2 items already. We gave away the headset and the gaming mouse, I believe. And what remains now is going to be the mechanical keyboard. That is still up for grabs. You can still get that. That will be given away during the grand finals of the entire season on the June 28th is what we have set that date for. So mark your calendars, as the finals for SC2CTL will be going on there. But you do need a code in order to enter into that website. If you go to the sc2ctl.com/giveaway, if you like those pages, you will get entries for each one of those that you like for each code that you enter. And the first code for tonight of 2 is going to be Bubble.
Bubble!
Bubble. In the chat. There it is. So what you do is you click on that link, you go in, and you like all those pages, you type in the code, you hit submit, and I think that you can get a total of 5, is it now?
Yeah, maybe even more than that. Now that
there's
Facebook
a
and
lot of
Twitter's on there, you
entries
can get a lot of entries.
Yeah. I mean, you do not have to like or follow any of those entries. If you do not want to do any of that, don't worry about it. You just get an extra one for each code that you submit. So we do recommend it to increase your chances. However, if you are against that sort of thing, then just enter the code. You're still going to get an entry in to win any of those things. Mr. Keats is reiterating the bubble. I'm thinking that perhaps the stream has not caught up.
And that mechanical keyboard that we will be giving away during the finals is a pretty sweet keyboard. And I wish we were able to have such a thing, but alas, we are not. It is all for you. So go enter that code, get all of your entries, and continue on. But with that, we're going to jump on into game number 4, keep this action rolling, and have no delays going into over.